Hi Capricorn, welcome or welcome back to my channel. We are doing your weekly messages or your bi-weekly messages for the next 2 weeks. So, first card you got is Chop Wood, and it says here, there are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Take your attention away from your goals. It brings you to a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you ever closer to what you seek. So it's kind of about just focusing on, the daily tasks and kind of, being grounded in the everyday experience and humility in a way. So let's see, what is the next one? So full moon in Pisces, it says balance spirituality and practicality. So it says, have you been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, this card is a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issue may now come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Meditate every day and see what comes to you. The answers will come. You're in a super romantic but not super realistic state. Follow your intuition, it won't let you down. At worst, this card can herald the end of a dream. The person you're inquiring about is a soulmate and avoid substance abuse. So there needs to be a focus on, it seems like, responsibilities this next week, because with Chop Wood, it's kind of like, make sure that you're doing the daily tasks or the little things or your chores and that type of thing. And with this one, it's kind of like you need to kind of take those practical steps, like don't have your head in the clouds, like that type of thing. So there's an element of doing those two things. And then we have the Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. So it says here, the time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. And I did say that humility, should just being humble in general. You will find that your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of Dear Spirit and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more powerful at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. So it's kind of about focusing on your chores. If there are certain goals of you, it's like, how can you get to those? What's the practical steps that you can get to those, instead of just being in head in the clouds energy? And then also just be kind of humble, be gentle, have the grounded communication, or ground yourself before having any sort of communication, so that it can have a good outcome. So let's see for Capricorn. Okay, so I want to see what are the messages, what are coming in, what is coming in, sorry, for Capricorn, and what does Capricorn need to know. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Page of Cups, Justice, then we have the Ten of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So we have Virgo energy with the Knight of Pentacles, we've got Libra energy here with Justice, we've got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with the Queen of Swords over here as well. And then we have Pisces energy here, with which we do also have there with the Page of Cups, but along with Gemini, along with Scorpio and Cancer as well. So, bottom of the deck, the things that you don't see coming is the Ace of Wands. There's definitely a new beginning, a new start to something that you can get really excited about, very passionate beginning. It also could have to do with something happening in like unconventional ways, or something kind of happening in a way where that you didn't kind of expect that type of thing. It's non-traditional. And with the Two of Swords being there, it's kind of like feeling stuck and indecisive about this new beginning. Maybe you kind of feeling like you can't make a decision, so why even bother? But the Two of Swords is like someone who needs to really meditate on this decision and go within for the answers to be able to decide which sword to pick, or in this case, which crow to pick. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So with this Virgo energy, Virgo is not a stranger of hard work. So there will be some work that's required here, and patience as well, because the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving knight. There's movement forward, but it's slow and steady wins the race. So you might need to get into that energy of being like, okay, what work am I going to put in to be able to go towards this exciting new beginning, and I'm going to do that consistently. Okay, so Page of Cups then is kind of like this Pisces energy of like maybe having your head up in the clouds a bit, focused on like daydreaming, or like looking into the future and kind of just wondering what's going on, or very dreamy. Very dreamy energy. I just had to yawn there. And kind of like believing in the impossible, but like just very much like head up in the clouds, like this type of energy. I do think that this might have to do with something from the past that has happened, where you feel very heartbroken. You feel like there's either maybe a third party situation, or it could be that there was just a major disappointment in this situation, and really like it causes you a lot of pain. Five of Cups is about maybe looking back and dwelling on the past, of looking at how this hurt you, or focused on any sort of pain that you've been through, maybe even traumas from the past. Like it doesn't even have to be like heartbreak, it could just be certain things that have happened in the past that you're now looking back on and being like, I should have done this, or I should have done that, I regret doing this. But then also, just sitting there dwelling, like wanting to kind of go back and change things, which obviously you can't. There's no way but forward, right? 10 of Wands, basically, you've got a lot of responsibilities, and I think that you're feeling overwhelmed with everything that needs to be done, and basically you're feeling like you need to kind of drop some things. Maybe that's why there is a focus on the chop wood and the practicality of things, because it's kind of like if you do those consistent effort things like the Virgo energy, if you take one of those ones and focus on one of those ones today, and maybe then you can focus on a different one tomorrow, and then it won't overwhelm you so much, and you can actually get done what you need to instead of feeling like burnt out or overworked in some way. Then we have the Four of Cups. So there's a sense here of kind of feeling dissatisfied with where you're at right now, and maybe that's why it's like Spirit's like, okay, focus. If you can't find anything positive to focus on, then just focus on what's right in front of you right now, like chores, right? So I feel like there's some sort of like Spirit's trying to distract you in some way, because there's definitely an opportunity that's being presented for you here, but you're not seeing the opportunity. You're too focused on other things, maybe focused in like a negative energy, or focused on other connections, other relationships, other purposes, other jobs or aspects, or something like that. We have the Eight of Cups then. So the Eight of Cups is got to do with your 3D world. So there's something you're walking away from because you're not happy in the situation. So that could be a variety of things again. It could be your relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be something to do with a family member, it could be colleagues, it could be walking away from a job or a person in general. Either way, it's been very difficult for you to kind of realize that you've known for a long time, like, that this place where you're at right now is not bringing you any joy or happiness right now, and you've known that at some point you would have to walk away if, like, you couldn't find the happiness here. But it's kind of like, okay, you know what, I know I'm not happy in this place, even if it's within your own thoughts here because of this, like, disappointment or your trauma or looking back at the past. It's kind of like, okay, I know I'm not happy here, so what do I need to do to change? What do I need to walk on away from? What do I need to release in order to find the happiness that I need? Queen of Swords then is in your relationships and your connections, platonic or romantic, and we have also, your feelings. So I do see you trying to kind of maybe protect your heart at the moment, or you're coming across as a bit cold because you just, you're not really coming from the heart when you communicate with people, but you still are communicating very clearly. Oh, so sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning the whole time. I did get a good night's sleep. I don't know why I keep yawning. So with the Queen of Swords, it's kind of like, sick of the drama as well. Like, you're putting in boundaries in place because you're like, I'm not having any drama in my life. Like, you're here and you're part of my life, or you're not and you're gone. Like, it's not an in-between situation, or it's not like a 1 minute being this way with a person and the next minute kind of being a different way. You're kind of like, you know what, I don't have time for drama, and I just want to kind of see things clearly going forward. Then we have the Justice card. So justice is in your thoughts and your ideals and your values and that type of thing. So there is something in your life that you're like, you're thinking about, but you're also like, this has to happen. Like, there needs to be some sort of balance to the situation. I'm not dealing with something that's unfair. It needs to be equal give and take. Like, it's kind of like, there could be some sort of like, karma at play here, or like someone needing to make things right in the situation, whether that's you or someone else, or maybe you both need to make it right for the balance, right? So there's a truth that maybe you're wanting to speak, I feel, with the Queen of Swords and the Justice card, to someone around you, someone in your life. And then we have the Five of Wands being here. So the Five of Wands is with one of your goals or your desires. So you could be feeling like you're constantly in conflict with other people, or constantly like battling, trying to kind of get to where you want to be, or to get to the next step, or whatever it is. But you do feel conflicted at this time, and feeling like maybe you might be dealing with some sort of competition, or you might be having some conflicts along the way, disagreements with people. Maybe when it comes to your goals and your desires, maybe what you want is different from what someone else wants, and maybe that's why you're like, it's unfair that we're going with what that person wants instead of what I want, and it could have to do with a relationship. It could just be friendship or work, or like I said, whatever, you put it where it resonates for you. So let's get some clarifiers. Okay, so what's the Page of Cups? The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like you're in this dreamy world of being like, okay, well, I don't need to, like, I basically can rely on other people to help me financially, or I can rely on someone else to get the work done. It could also be about a connection. Maybe you're like in this dreamy world, or having your head in the clouds, like it did say in here. Maybe being super romantic but not super realistic. With the Page of Cups is kind of like, that romantic side of you, and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse is that non-realistic side of you. Like, you could be also thinking about like maybe like you know, being in a connection where the other person has the you know, that they can do some sort of work for you type of thing, like you don't have to rely on yourself to be able to do that work. But I don't know if that's a good idea, because we do have judgment here, so there's a purpose to this, but maybe there's lessons that need to be learned in this situation. But I do also see that there's like, you know, an awakening or calling here. So maybe you are coming out of this like unrealistic state and being able to kind of ground yourself back down to reality. So what's the Eight of Cups? Maybe it's been in the past where you're like, oh no, it'll be fine, I'll go into the situation and someone else can help me, like someone else can put in the work, or someone else can like, and it's not to say you're lazy. Capricorn's the opposite of lazy. They are very hardworking, but it's kind of like, you know, maybe you thought that something would work out in a certain way, and then you're like, oh wait, I'm feeling very dependent. I can't basically support myself right now, whether that is emotionally or whether that is, you know, like financially or whatever it is. We do have the Sun here. So with the Sun, it's kind of like, you know, about joy and happiness and clarity, communication, that type of thing. So I do see with the Eight of Cups, it's kind of like you're finally communicating this, that you're not happy where you are, and you're kind of saying, okay, well, I do need to put my happiness first, because that's very important to me, and you shouldn't ever sacrifice your happiness for someone else or even a situation. So maybe it is just saying to them, like, look, this is what makes me happy, that like this is what would make me happy, and I would like to do things this way. Then we have the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I think you are stressed out. You're having a lot of anxiety and depression at the moment. Feeling like you can't sleep at night maybe. Something's keeping you up, or there's just thoughts in your head that keep repeating themselves that makes you feel like you'll never get out of the situation. You could really be struggling, like I said, with anxiety and depression right now. And it's kind of like, you're like, I just need to put myself first. I need to put my happiness first here right now. So what's the Queen of Swords? So we have the Eight of Wands. So definitely some sort of clear communication coming in here. You are going to be feeling more connected to this person once this clarity comes in. Yes, you are setting boundaries here, but it's also about getting on the same page, right? And being connected front. I can't even think of the word, but I hope you know what I'm trying to say. Like, you guys are like, you know, connected and strong together, rather than separately type of thing, or rather than arguing or something like that. It's like, okay, let's get on the same page, let's communicate clearly, let me tell you how I feel, but let me also kind of set the certain boundaries that I need to, so that you understand where I'm at. So let's see, Justice, we have the King of Wands. So King of Wands and the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So Six of Pentacles and Justice are very similar. Like, this is a balance, a need for balance, a need for fairness and equality. The King of Wands is kind of like, okay, well, you know what you want, you know what's going to make you happy, you know what you desire, and you are that type of like go-getter energy, right? You are the leader, Capricorn. Like, you're always, you know, that person who's so hardworking. So it's kind of like going towards like your goals right now, and doing it in a fair manner, but also like making things right. Like, it's kind of like if things have been unfair in the past, you're like, I'm not letting that happen anymore. I'm not being stubborn, but I'm not letting that happen. I'm basically going to take control of the situation. So let's see, with the Five of Wands, what is this? Ace of Swords again. Just a need for communication. If there's been any conflict with you guys, or if there's been any kind of situations where you're in competition with someone, or you feel, like I said, like you're constantly fighting to like fighting to kind of get to the top, or fighting to stay in the game, or like something along those lines. It's kind of like, okay, no, let's just communicate this through. Like, I'm sick of the arguments. Let's just be clear. Let's be precise. There could be a certain breakthrough that's coming in with the conflict that you have. The end of it for sure. Maybe there could be some feelings of, you know, hurt, pain, bit of betrayal that's going on, but you're kind of at the point where you're like, I'd rather, you know, end this and start something new, even if it does cause pain, then keep fighting to be here. So what's the Four of Cups? 10 of Cups. So it is about, like, you know, you are missing an opportunity here, because you're too focused on maybe what's going wrong, or what needs to change, rather than what you have right now, which is a happy family. You know, people around you that are supportive and that feel like family, even if there's no family around you. Like, it's someone who feels like family, or multiple people who feel like family. And maybe you need to kind of work on these connections, or focus on, like, you know, studying possibly with the Eight of Cups. But it's kind of like just working hard towards putting in the effort more with, like, this family, or with someone that's a close connection to you that feels like family, and just trying not to miss the opportunity that you have in your hands right here. So let's see. For Capricorn, I want to see, how does Capricorn's person feel about Capricorn? That's way too many, so I'm going to put them all back. Okay, so how does Capricorn's person feel? We have two. So we have stress, turbulence, tension, and arguments. And we have thinking, missing you, craving, and desiring. So there could be a bit of issues between the two of you at the moment. Like, maybe it's due to the fact that, like, you're feeling stressed, and like that's what's causing these arguments in some way. But then we also have, like, you know, thinking, craving, desiring, missing you. Bottom of the deck, twin flames, mirroring, shared feelings, and reflection. So there's definitely, you know, the Five of Cups is maybe a regret of missing someone, but it is also about just thinking about the situation, and I think maybe even overthinking the situation to a point where it, like, stresses you out in some way. And I think that with you being stressed out, it kind of, like, maybe falls on the other person, that the energies are mirroring right now. So maybe if you can get yourself into a good place, they will too. Then we have foundation, established family, and security. So that's how they see you. There's that 10 of Cups card, you know. So it's like, but I also see it as like the Four of Wands, more like with the foundation. It's like they feel like they want to kind of work on building something with you, on kind of getting the grounds either of this relationship or of your life together. Bottom of the deck, we have commitment, marriage, promises, and fidelity. You could be married to this person, or you could be committed to them right now. Otherwise, that's what they want. That's what they see from you. They're like, I'm not playing any games here. Like, I'm here for the long run. I want commitment with you, and I want to build something with you and build a family and a home. So what's the outcome between these two over the next 2 weeks? We have shocking, trouble, turmoil, and unexpected. So something could happen that's going to shock you, or shock you both. And we have bluff, pretending, mask, and exaggeration. So it could be that, like, someone's not telling the full truth, or they just aren't telling you how they feel. And maybe when this comes out, you're going to be shocked about it. But it could even be you, Capricorn, that's kind of like masking yourself right now. Like I said, like, maybe you feel like you need to get on the same page with someone and set some boundaries. And you could be feeling like you're feeling yourself right now because, or you did fool yourself with, like, being in this, like, non-realistic state, and needing to kind of just go back to, like, your responsibilities in some way. You're fooling yourself, feeling like, oh, you thought that you would be able to kind of do this, and now you're shocked that you're not able to kind of put in the work towards this. But I feel like you are able. I feel like maybe you're just a bit tired, and that's why it's saying just focus on the daily tasks right now. Don't focus on the goal or anything like that. And if you do focus on a goal, just think about what practically, what can I do? If there's nothing I can do practically right now, then basically don't think about it and think about my other responsibilities. So we have passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. There's that Ace of Wands there. So you could be very passionate with someone these next 2 weeks. Okay, we have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So there could be some issues financially. Like I said, maybe you're feeling like you're having to constantly rely on someone else, and you're wanting to kind of get your own financial independence. And then, let's see, we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And we do have deception. Someone here is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So I do see that you're going to be shocked with that. I don't know. I don't see any things of like cheating or, you know, something like that. I just feel like maybe it's like the deception here is like someone hasn't told you how they feel towards you on your side. Like you haven't communicated clearly and got on the same page about how you feel about a certain situation that you're dealing with in your love life. So let's see, what would your person say if they weren't holding anything back? We have I love you unconditionally. We have I'm so attracted to you. And we have I can't stop thinking about you. So it's a very good thing. And then we have I feel you even though we are apart. So I feel like for most of you, maybe this is a person you're actually still connected with, because all of the cards are coming out saying that, you know, that they are very much attracted to you and they love you unconditionally and all of that stuff. But even if you are in separation here, it's kind of like they still feel that way about you that they did before, even if you guys aren't actually together right now. So that's what I have here, Capricorn. I hope it resonated. Please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys again in the next week for your love readings, and the next 2 weeks for your general messages. Take care.